Hello everyone, I am The Wiz, and I'm going to do something a little different. Every couple of weeks, I'm going to start doing mini reviews. But I'm not just doing random mini reviews. I've wanted to watch more films from specific years, but just to get a better glimpse of what I think are the best films from that year. And I'm going to start with the year 1995. 1995 was a year where I realized I was falling in love with movies and I wanted to see much more different and challenging and artistic types of films. This was a very formative year for me, but I've only seen about 83 films from 1995, and I want to bump those up just to see if there are other films that I haven't seen that I think might be higher on my list. So this is why I'm going to start doing mini reviews from 1995. With that said, let's get into the first mini review of films that came out in 1995, and I'm going to start with Welcome to the Dollhouse, directed by Todd Solondz. Todd Solondz's feature debut, Welcome to the Dollhouse, made waves when it released in 1995 for its bleak portrayal of middle school life through the eyes of a deeply unpopular Dawn Wiener, played by Heather Matarazzo. Watching this, it's easy to understand why people were as shocked and curious about Welcome to the Dollhouse. And even though that shock has greatly dulled by 2025, Welcome to the Dollhouse still feels like an interesting look at a warped perspective of somebody who is unliked and deeply self-absorbed. Heather Matarazzo gives a great performance as Dawn, definitely one of the better performances from somebody who is only 12 years old. It's both brave and performed in the right tone to make Dawn both sympathetic and unlikable. What's weird for me is that Dollhouse isn't very funny, even for a black comedy, but satirical outlook on a loathed and often bullied dork is what makes the film so interesting to watch. It's strange. Even if I don't particularly find it funny, it was still a great movie that got its tone and feel exactly right. I give this movie 4 stars. Next up,
Come on, yo, that shit, man. It got to be about business. And go, you ain't supposed to be over here. Like, get your ass over there. You know you're supposed to be on the lookout.
Clockers, directed by Spike Lee. Though shot vividly by Lee, this crime procedural involving drug dealers and crooked cops has a lot of good stuff visually and audio-wise, but treads a lot of elements that films like this already have covered. Clockers has some solid performances by Mekhi Phifer, Harvey Keitel, and Isaiah Washington, but it's Delroy Lindo's performance as a father figure / dangerous drug dealer that steals a lot of the spotlight from this film. It's Lee's eye and these performances that really outshine the actual story and characters. Otherwise, it would be a rather boring and lifeless affair. The film follows a template that has been seen in a lot of these types of stories. The main characters shaking morality, the cops being corrupt and uncaring, amongst other elements. The metaphors being implemented in this film are also a little too thickly smeared. For example, Strike's constant stomach problems because he literally can't stomach the life he's leading. Clockers isn't necessarily bad. It's got Spike Lee's arresting visual style and some great performances, but there are films that created this story with these elements with better results, Menace to Society being a prime example as such. I give Clockers 2.5 stars out of 5. Next up, Four Rooms, directed by Allison, Alexandre Rockwell, Robert Rodriguez, and Quentin Tarantino. Four Rooms is cult film kitsch. If you go into it with that mindset, I can see where some may enjoy the movie overall. However, this anthology film vacillates so wildly in quality between its 4 parts that it's pretty hard to enjoy the film as a whole. The film is set in a fading hotel where a bellhop, played by Tim Roth, is the only character that is constant in all 4 parts. The thing with one character being that constant is that he has to remain consistent. Problem is, Ted the bellboy really isn't consistent at all. He just fits with the type of story the writer-director wants him to be. This leads to the film being pretty messy overall. But as a film that is written and directed by 4 different people, that's kind of expected, which is why I think the film would have been best if each person wrote their sections but one person directed it. My pick, honestly, would have been Rodriguez. That way, the quality of how the film looks stays consistent. But as to the quality of the stories, there is only one I enjoyed, The Misbehaviors by Robert Rodriguez. Two of them went from meh to not that good, that being The Missing Ingredient and The Wrong Man, respectively. But what truly surprised me was how bad Quentin Tarantino's The Man from Hollywood was. Shot terribly with a forced coolness and an annoying performance by Tarantino, it was easily the most groan-inducing. Again, though, if you go into this with the mindset that this is emulating cult films, I can see some enjoying it. But if I'm honest, this felt like a waste of everyone's talents. I give 4 Rooms 1.5 stars out of 5. Alright, well that is it for the 1995 mini reviews this week. On 4/26, I will have 3 more movies I'm going to review. On the screen right now is my current top 10 list, not including the 3 movies that I have reviewed. What I will do is when I'm done with doing the mini reviews, I will update this in a new video. Thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time, and see you guys on 4/26 for 3 more 1995 mini reviews. Thank you for watching this video. If you liked it, please like it. If you didn't, please subscribe. And if you have questions or comments, go ahead and leave a comment whether you liked it or not. It just helps, you know. If you want my written reviews, you can go onto my letterbox at IamThatWiz, or you can go to my website at IamTheWiz.com. Thank you very much again for watching. See you next time.